Greetings, YouTube. The following was written by Casey Rose Hodge. Dear creepy heterosexual men guarding our bathrooms. My entire life I've been told to fear you in one way or another. I've been told to cover my body as to not distract you in school, to cover my body to help avoid unwanted advances or comments, to cover my body as to not tempt you to sexually assault me, to reject your unwanted advances politely so as not to anger you. I've been taught to never walk alone at night, to hold my keys in my fist while walking in parking lots, to check the back seat of my car, to not drink too much because you might take advantage of me. I've been told what I should and shouldn't do with my body is not to jeopardize my relationship with you. I've been warned not to emasculate you, to let boys be boys, to protect your fragile ego, to not tread on your even more fragile masculinity. I've been taught to keep my emotions in check, to let you be the unit of measure for how much emotion is appropriate and to adjust my emotions accordingly. I've been taught that you're allowed to categorize women into mothers, sister, girlfriend, wives, and daughters, but any woman outside of your protected categories is fair game. So to those of you who think you're being helpful by protecting me and my fellow women, you're like a shark sitting in the lifeguard chair. I wasn't uncomfortable until you showed up at the pool, and the only potential predator I see is you. Your mother's sister, girlfriends, wives, and daughters don't need you to walk them to the bathroom for safety. Your father's brothers, friends, and sons need to walk themselves away from their own double standards. Women are sexually harassed and sexually assaulted on school campuses, on the street, at their jobs, on the internet, in their own homes, in any public place, and has been excused or ignored for so long because of what you and I are taught from the first years of our interactions with each other. You as a male are not accountable for your own actions. It is my responsibility as a female to not provoke you. But when you get into knight in shining armor your way through life for those in your protected categories, and I am expected to applaud you. Why the outrage now over bathrooms? Why are you outraged every single day? So if you're telling me that there are high volumes of boys and men out there in schools or in general who are just waiting for a loophole to sexually assault girls and women, you have bigger problems on our hands than bathrooms. The first problem would be your apparent lack of knowledge of how often it happens outside of bathrooms and with no loopholes needed. This isn't about transgender bathroom access. This is about you not trusting the boys and men in your communities, and you're fearing that they're all secretly predators. Why do you have this fear? How many fathers have panicked when their daughters started dating because they know how teenage boys can be because they used to be one? How many times have girls been warned boys are only after one thing? A mother can bring her young son into the women's restroom, and that's fine, but a father bringing his young daughter into the men's restroom is disturbing because men are assumed to be predators, and little girls shouldn't be exposed to that. So instead of picking up your sword and heading to Target or the girls' locker room to defend our rights, why don't you start somewhere that would actually make a difference? Challenge your children's schools to end sexist dress codes that sexualize girls as young as 5. Advocate for proper or any sex education classes in all public schools by a certain age grade level. Focus more on teaching your sons not to rape us versus teaching your daughters not to avoid being raped. Start asking, how would you feel if it was your own mother or sister? It shouldn't take the comparison to clue you in that it's not what's right and wrong. Question why you're more worried about your daughter being around men than your son being around women in bathrooms and dressing rooms. Stop walking by Victoria's Secret with no problem, but covering your son's eyes if a woman is breastfeeding in public. Stop treating your daughter's body as some fortress you were sworn to protect, as if that's all she's got to offer the world. I don't think I can really say anything better than that. I can ask, I guess, why is this so hard for so many men?